Hello, Mike Line here with DoYouConvert.com. I have a special guest, Kevin Oakley, and we have him on today. I'm doing an interview with him because he has a brand spanking new ebook. Look at that on the iPad. Doesn't it look good, Kevin?
It looks great. Love it.
It's so pretty. The book is called Presale Without Fail, The Secret to Launching New Communities and Phases with Maximum Results. I had to read that last part. I don't have it memorized. This is a great book, something everybody's going to want to pick up. Before we get going, I want to do my disclaimer. Kevin Oakley works for Heartland Homes. They are a client of mine. Usually that's an issue if I'm pushing a product that you pay for, but this is free. And we'll talk about that at the end, so I don't think it's a big deal.
And it has a money-back guarantee.
Money-back guarantee, that's exactly right. So Kevin, great to have you. Excited about this. It's a great-looking ebook. You've done a great job on it. Let's talk real quick. First of all, tell us a little bit about what you do for Heartland Homes in a 10-second flash.
Sure. I'm the director of marketing. Been here for about 4.5 years, and slowly moving into some additional sales training. And that's really where part of this process came from, is looking at the psychology of sales and the sales process, and really figuring out the best way to marry sales and marketing together instead of it having being two competing silos, but figuring out the best process to marry everything together for the best results.
Yes, and that's something I definitely, from working with you, you are very good at implementing these programs, and you're thoughtful on your marketing, but also making sure that it always returns to result in sales, and I like that. And I think this book does a lot of the same things. So let's talk a little bit about it. First of all, tell us why write an ebook? What was the point? Where did this come from? What bug did you get to make you want to write this?
Yeah, well, I've had a personal blog for a little while, and I really just found that putting my own thoughts on paper or in digital paper really helps to clarify me. And again, when it comes to training our own sales staff, just having those thoughts organized in a really easy to consume way really helped out. And then when this process came about, it was almost an accident. We had a couple of communities where everyone just said, "Hey, the demand has been there. We got the best piece of land." And so that's why it happened. And I just I thought, well, but let's see if we can duplicate it and repeat it the next time. And we did, but I still didn't know why. I didn't know why it was working, and it really bugged me that I couldn't put a finger on exactly how to duplicate and replicate it every time. And then I went to a branding and marketing conference in Wisconsin, and I heard a lot of really smart professors and writers talk about two really important concepts. One is that human beings are irrational by nature, and if you don't believe that, what I always tell people is think about your spouse or your significant other. When you look at people one-on-one, it's really easy to see that we all have irrational tendencies. When you look at mankind as a whole, you say, oh no, we're all very rational, but once you get down one-to-one, we all can think of times where people have surprised us that we all act irrational. Of course, it's all those other people, not you. Just all those other people.
Right.
And then the other one is that there's really these 6 laws of influence, ethical influence, by Dr. Cialdini, and that lets you play off some of the emotional cues that are built into us to get people to do what you want them to do. And that was when I took that data and that research and combined it into the process that we were already working on. And over the next 6 months, as we had 4 or 5 more releases, really tweaking it down to really bulletproof process.
Well, and a couple things too, just to clarify. Number one, these are releases that have been happening 2011, 2010, 2009. So not the most robust market. Number one.
Right.
Yep. Number two, A communities, B communities, maybe communities that aren't so hot.
Right. We actually, so the best story that we had, we sold 18 homes on the first day in a brand new community in a new township. And everyone said, well, that's again because the demand's there. It's an A location. It's something new. So when I knew that I had something that really worked, is we had a C location. The last entire year, we had only sold 8 houses. Mm-hmm. And this was a new phase of an existing community in that C location. Same lots that had been there before, same product, same pricing. Did the same process, and we sold 8 houses in the first day. We sold the same amount that we sold an entire year ago on the first day in this C location.
So I mean that right there, you guys would be crazy not to pick this ebook up for free, right? No, but here's the deal. I think with it, you talked about ethically influencing people, and in your book, it goes through that and kind of breaks it down to understand why people will take action and how you can get them to take action from a marketing standpoint and also from sales. So I think that's great. But when you look at the process, it's very straightforward. I mean, I wouldn't call it simple because there's a lot that goes into it, but once you had this down a couple times, it really would be like clockwork. What are the skeptics going to say, or the haters? We like to call them the haters. What are the haters going to say when they look at this and they go, "What? No, I've tried this. It doesn't work," or everything else that goes in. There's a million reasons why they say it's not going to work. What would you say to that, to people who have that response?
Well, when you first look at it, if you just look at the process and you skip all the psychology behind it, the first thing people are going to say is, "I do all that." And I would challenge you to look at it again, step by step, and you probably don't do it 100%. But the biggest thing that people confuse is normally all builders make VIP lists for new communities or new phases. We all try to get that list built, and we all feel really good. We've got 200 people on the list. We've got 150 people on the list. And the biggest mistake they make is they bring people in one at a time and have VIP meetings with people to give them all the information so that they can make an informed decision. And the key really is to get all those people in the same place at the same time so that they can see all the other eyeballs in the room and know that, like you said before, Mike, salespeople have commission breath and they're not believable. It's just, all marketers are liars, all salespeople are not believable. But when they see all those other people in the room, that's really the part that makes it all work. But to get all those people there, you have to do something that builders never have done well that I've seen across the country, which is you have to withhold some information. And this is the only time that you're allowed to do that without being a complete jerk. The world of the internet now, you're supposed to give everyone all the information all the time. It's out there for everyone. But in this case, when you have something new, you can legitimately tell people, "I can't tell you that yet." And that's the hardest part. Tends to be there's two big events to this. There's a preview party and a release party. At the preview party, which is the first time you release all that info, you're going to get at least one, probably 5 or 6 people who are going to come up to you and say, "I want to give you a check now. I want to hold my home site." And to say no to that takes so much discipline, especially in today's environment. But as soon as you give someone the ability to put something on hold, you're taking all the urgency away. And that's what this process does. Is it creates urgency in what nationally, is a non-urgent housing market.
Right. Well, and I think that's important too. Not only is it creating urgency, that's that scarcity, like, oh my gosh, someone else is going to get the lot that I want. Mm-hmm. And it, like you said, self-control is right now. Builders are giving things away to get people to purchase homes.
Right.
And I understand that you have to do whatever it takes to maintain a business and keep it going, but trusting the process, and that's really comes down to having faith in the process, believing the process, realizing that it works. This book gives you the examples. It shows you that it works. It takes only 1 or 2 of these for a builder to internalize and say, okay, it definitely works, for them to keep it going. So, I mean, I love the way you put it together. I think you made it easy, concise. It looks good. By the way, guys, he designed this all himself. I mean, it's pretty amazing. So, Kevin, what would you tell builders reading this book? What's the one piece of advice you would give them when they read this book?
Definitely just do it once the first time, just as it is. Don't try to adjust things until you've gone through it once to learn. But then after that, of course, if you get those initial results, you're going to have confidence in those main key points. And every market is different. Every builder is different. So there's going to be little parts to tweak. But the first time through, just follow the process exactly and you'll be fine.
Awesome. Okay, so we've got some special stuff for us. You're going to allow everybody listening to this or reading the blog to download it early, and I'll put the links and all that information below. They've got a special code. It's like a pre-release, right?
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't come out till September 29th, so this is your chance to get in early.
Imagine that. What psychology of influence would that be? So great stuff there. And also, you have something extra for everybody who downloads it before it comes out. Is that right?
Yeah, so everyone who downloads it before the 29th, when you put in your name and your email address, it's going to enter you into a random drawing to get 1 hour of Skype time with me, so that after you read through the book and you have your own questions and need some additional answers, we can go through those one-on-one together.
I love it. All right, so Kevin Oakley, Heartland Homes, pre-sale without fail. Hey, well, I'll tell people something they may not know about you. Kevin likes to color coordinate his Apple iPad covers. You got that Apple? There you go. Always try to match that. And there's pre-sale without fail. All right, Kevin. Hey, you've been fantastic. Thanks so much for talking with us.
Absolutely.
All right, you have a good day.
Thanks a lot.
All right,
bye.
Everyone's a winner, we're making our fame. Bonafide hustler, making my name.